Okay, so in this section, let's see how we can implement a basic locomotion system. So we can animate our characters. Currently, you can see if I play the level, we can move our characters along the way, but it just remaining on this T pose. So instead, if we animate our character, it would be much more nice to have to that animation, because whenever we are moving, so that it will play that animation, and whenever we are remaining on the idle state, it will play that idle animation instead of remaining on this T pose. Okay, so for that, let's just go for the procedural system character directory, and there I'll create a new folder called animations, and there let's create a new animation blueprint which based on SK mannequin. So SK mannequin is the skeleton character for the default many and queen meshes provided by the Unreal Engine. So in case if you're using a custom mesh, make sure to select that appropriate skeleton. Okay, but in my scenario, I'm going to use default Unreal Engine provided skeletons and meshes. Therefore, in my case, it would be SK mannequin skeleton. Right. So I'll call this one as ABP locomotion, then open that up. Right, so here we have animation graph to make our animation state machines and other state transitions, and we have our event graph to listen for certain specific events on runtime. Right, first let's go to the anim graph, and there let's create a state machine. State machine, I'll call this one as locomotion and connect it to here like this. Okay, then go inside this locomotion state machine, and here we can define set of states. Okay, so here I'm gonna drag this pin and create a new state called idle. Let's go within that idle state, and there we can plug our idle animation. So for now, I'm just simply trying to plug the idle animation directly, and later on when we create our data driven locomotion pattern, I will replace this stuff with the required functions and sequence place and stuff like that. But for now, it just keep everything simple like this by simply directly plugging the animation to this specific state, because I just want to showcase the usability of this animation blueprint within our character. Okay, so here I'm gonna search for idle, and here you can see we have a set of animations, but in my scenario I think it would be better if I use this one, ASMM unarmed idle ready. So this MM stand for mannequin male, and this MF stand for mannequin female. Okay, so these are some of the default naming conventions provided by the Unreal Engine Lyra sample project, because these animations were taken from that Lyra example. Right, so first I will use this one, and later on when we have a data table and other stuff, maybe we can create a dedicated animation specification for the female characters as well. But for now, let's just directly plug this one, which is ASMM unarmed idle ready. So simply drag and drop it like this and connect it to the result and click compile. So now you can see our character is animated with the idle pose. Okay, so now if you play it, you may not able to see that idle animation because you have to plug this ABP locomotion within your character blueprint. So let's go to the character blueprint, base class, character base, open it in full blueprint editor mode, and under the mesh, select this mesh and go to the animation category, and under the animation category there is a field called anim class, and there we can select our animation class we just created, which is ABP locomotion. Okay, now you can see soon after I plug the corresponding animation blueprint, our character now has been animated. Right, so if I play it now, you can see our character is there and it's remaining on the idle pose. Okay, but if I try to move like this, it may not play any sort of animation because we simply added idle animation here. Okay, right, so our basic animation structure is done, and in the next part I will show you how we can add some movement animation so that our character will be animated whenever we are moving.